This episode of All in the Delivery is brought to you by Haley Bug Creations. Any sticker or decal that you want, she can make. You want to customize? She can do that too. Check out her Etsy shop. The link is in the episode description. There you will find a large variety of different decals and stickers made from premium vinyl that is sure to last. So guys, get yourself or someone you know, a Schmedlex, Smiley, or whatever company they work for. Get them the sticker, okay? You will not be disappointed. They will not be disappointed by the quality of these decals. And now, let's get on with the show. What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode number 88, and I am your host, Dave. And guys, boy, we got a good one for you today. Let me start off with going around the table, introducing my co-host down in West by God, Virginia. Luke, how is your week, buddy?
Well, as we record, I'm finishing up week one. I've got another week off ahead of me. The back-to-back week thing is nice. I guess this time next week, I don't know. I feel like it'll be a little bit past once this is aired, but my anniversary is tomorrow, and that is basically why I took the 2 weeks off, because we record this on a Friday. My anniversary is April 30th, which is on a Saturday. So when I was looking, obviously people that have been listening for a while or follow me, if you're a new listener, my wife, we're expecting our first child this summer. So when I scheduled vacations, I knew when she was due, and I also got an extra week. So I took the 2 weeks off. And to say this, I haven't done it. The last time I've taken 2 weeks off was 6 years ago for a honeymoon. And I remember going back to work. It was rough. So, I'm doing a lot of work. That was more luxurious and kind of whining and dining and just having fun in St. Augustine. This has just been a lot of work, a lot of getting shit done, a lot of fun shit too. Like, getting the boat cleaned up, oil changed, getting it put in the water soon. But a lot of stuff to get, ready for baby Nomad. So yeah, I'm good, brother. Doing good.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Awesome. Continuing going around the table. Let's switch it up here, huh? Let's go backwards. Let's go to the Rolling Rogans. How are you guys?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Sorry, I turned the video on.
Oh,
You threw us
That's
off.
okay.
I have to say this because when you see this baby hit 88 episodes, you're gonna see some serious shit. Which,
A little Back to the Future reference.
come on,
there.
88.
Oh, 88 miles per hour. I
Yeah.
fucking know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm old school.
Dave, tell me you know what he means.
I know. Yes.
Okay.
I
I
know
was
the
about to say.
I almost didn't get it. I don't know.
I was
But
about to be
Get it
bad.
at first,
I'm
but
not
then he
that
said it, and I was like,
excited.
yes, got it.
Come on.
Yeah,
We're doing good.
For all the young bucks, that is 88 miles per hour for the DeLorean to go back into time. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry, I didn't.
Are we going back in
No
time right now?
No worries. Now we're chilling here, rolling here in Oklahoma. We might get blown away or swept away by a tornado. There's like tornado warnings every day.
Yeah.
The people, our friends here, aren't so freaked out about
No
it,
biggie.
so no biggie. But yeah,
We were just calculating. We're only about 1,200 miles away from the meetup point for the 100th episode. It's just an afternoon drive.
just a walk in the park.
in the backyard.
A leisurely drive.
Yeah, it's like let's just get on a little getaway. Let's go on a little getaway. 1,200 miles. I love it.
Maybe
I
the
fucking love
tornado
it.
will pick you up and throw you over here.
There
There
you
you
go.
There you go.
I'll tell you.
Transport.
It's amazing though, people. One thing, especially with this podcast and getting to know. I mean, obviously, I know you guys are just traveling through there, but like you say, how people in Oklahoma aren't, they're not too nervous about tornadoes. That, to go back, shout out to Brad Mosier, because in the very beginning, we just talked about a few episodes ago. Remember, Dave? He had a hurricane, and it was supposed to be like kind of bad, but he wasn't even phased, man. He was like,
working in it.
I was like, dude, you good down there? Like, I'm seeing the news, and like when I'm looking at on the Doppler shit, it looks fucking awful.
Blown
And
and shit.
he's just like, nah, it's fine. I'm like, okay, shit, yeah, it's a bit people that are used to shit, they're definitely used to it for sure. Or maybe that could have been the news just making us worry too, Dave. But God, that's a rabbit hole that I'm not even going to begin to fucking climb down.
Fuck.
So anyways, myself.
Well, thank you guys for being here tonight, Rogans. Appreciate it. We enjoy seeing
Definitely.
you. And to continue going around the table, he's ready. Our producer, Nate. Nate, how are you, buddy?
Doing good, man. What's up, guys?
Dude, I didn't even I didn't get to talk to you too much this week being off, but I've said it. I'll probably say it. I'm going to end up saying the Book on Tape voice more than I'll say tire chains and non-tire chains eventually, because we're getting into the summer months. Just wait till we get to fall. I'll fucking start talking about that again. But brother, it's good to hear your voice, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah. And also, guys, real quick, let's get the laundry done and out of the way here, huh? Couple chores to do on here. Give a quick shout out to our Patreon subscribers, of course, because without you guys, some of this stuff would not be possible. Especially like me and Luke going to meet up for the first time on the 100th episode. What? Guys, huge shout out to Tony, Sam, Ashley, Andrew, Fernando, Nate, Clement, Tad, Luke, Ryan, Will, Chuck, Jacob, Sean, David, and Kayla. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And we love you guys.
We absolutely do. And I just said that, an episode, and I don't always let Dave go with it, but I just want to say a little bit with because Ashley, we had a podcast on today, and I have nothing against anybody that uses these, I'm not going to, I guess I could say it. You probably know what I'm going to say anyway.
Anchor.fm.
Yes. So, because I said to Ashley, I was like, a lot of, that's stuff, there's free versions of things for, people to, I've always said, like with Ashley, because she had talked about doing a podcast herself. And I was like, you're not everybody's as hardcore as we are, where we, you have to want to release. I mean, you don't have to, driven to want to get fucking episodes out, but we didn't want to have a bottleneck with it. And if you want to do it that way, you got to, right. You got to pay. So it fucking, like I said before, I might be quiet with when I say it, because I have to let Dave drive that ship, because we'd be using even more Spotify time. But yeah, it means a lot to us, guys. It absolutely does.
Absolutely. Also, guys, we've seen you guys. You guys been giving us some follows on Twitter, so go hit us up on the Twitter account, at AITDpod. Also, I forgot to say, if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, go to the link in the description of the episode. Go to the show notes. Boom, you'll see the link for patreon.com/AITDpod. Come sign up today. Yo, this is not an ad, but let me tell you something. So Danielle and I have started HelloFresh, and it's pretty banging. Like we deliver them, obviously, and so do some of the other companies. I've seen, Schmedlikes deliver them.
We do
and whatnot, but like, buddy, they are legit and they are tasty.
Well, that picture that you sent to Nate and I in that text, I mean, that looked good.
Oh yeah,
it looked like, good.
Tonight we made like a steak and potatoes one. It had some carrots and It was some like mushroom sauce, and like I'm not a big like mushroom eater guy,
See,
but
I
like
love mushrooms.
it was okay.
I
Let me
mean,
tell
and
you,
I
those
love
things fucking stink
the
when you
food
cook 'em.
mushrooms because
Those
I'm
things-
sure some people laughed.
I got a story to talk about mushrooms, but um, mushrooms stink when you fucking cook them.
Oh,
They
yes, they
fucking
do.
stink. Anyway, so my mushroom story. So I was delivering to this place, the town I deliver in New Paltz. It's pretty hippie. It's a pretty hipster place.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of people there like to get high and like to enjoy and dive into some fun things. But so this one herb farm that I deliver to is also a pickup of mine. No, not that kind of herb. Not that kind of herb. It's like
Herbs.
herbs. Yes.
Yeah.
and what the fuck happened? It was like she asked me if it was around lunchtime and they just got done making this like homemade mushroom soup. And because like I just told you, I'm not big into like mushrooms, but like the steak I had tonight with the mushroom sauce, like the creamy sauce on it was fucking delicious. But so this was before, and she was like, "Oh, you want some mushroom soup to go? We homemade. We just made it." And I was like, "Oh no, thank you. I'm not a big mushroom guy." And she was like, "No, it's not those kind of shrooms." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "No, I wasn't even talking about that."
See, it's gonna be people.
I
just
was like, wait a
assuming
second, but
more.
could I order some? Like, if I wanted to? You guys have that here? But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, she like said that to me, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't put it past them, but they're good people.
Boy, I tell you, there was a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates that pitched a no-hitter on LSD. And if somebody ate a bowl of mushroom soup with trippy mushrooms in it, I mean, I'm not speaking from experience, just from what I've read, but yeah, I that would probably have to be in the Hall of Fame. That might have to be instant retirement. They ought to get pension full go right there.
I feel like a lot of people would start doing it. They're like, this guy, what? This guy pitched a no-hitter on LSD?
The story behind that's actually that the story behind that is crazy. Like from what to not dive too deep in it, because I don't even know it. Like I don't know it as well as I know a lot of sports stories, but I think he had walked. He still walked some people. Like so, there was people that got on base and shit, but nobody got a hit. So yeah, that motherfucker pitched a no hitter. Oh shit, I know.
Oh, yo, speaking of sports, man. I mean, it's already gonna happen by the time people hear this, but the NHL playoffs are starting. Shout out to John Hilligus. We've been chatting about that because he's a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan down there. But dude, so excited for the playoffs, man. It's been like 5 years since the Rangers have been in the playoffs, so I am just I am just so stoked, so fucking excited.
Oh, I know you are.
Fucking
I know
playoff
you
hockey,
are.
but- oh man,
I love them. I love some playoff hockey too.
it's exciting.
It like for somebody that's not been, I've told you that before plenty, and locally I got my hockey fix with the run that the Penguins had. They won some Stanley Cups in recent years, and
That's who the Rangers are playing.
and I'll pull for the Rangers because I have no ties to the Penguins, but because of them being like the team around here,
Yeah.
I got to watch. And God, yeah, playoff hockey. It's another fucking.
Dude,
it's another game. It's
Another
fucking
level.
game.
It's another
Yeah.
level. Like everybody, like nobody passes up the opportunity to flatten someone. Like they all finish their checks. In the regular season, they'll be like, they'll take a little bit more easy. They won't really go out of their way to finish a check. But in the playoffs, that's the whole game, is bringing you down. Like, fuck. I
Yeah,
can't
dude.
wait. So excited.
It is. It's a totally different fucking. And I mean, and it's weird to say it because I couldn't even try to describe it, but it literally is that much better.
It is.
Like that much, dude. Yeah.
And I feel like that goes with a lot of things though too, like baseball.
You could say the
obviously.
same in the NBA
I feel like
too,
baseball too. Yeah, sure. It's
but not as
the players
it's not as
feel
physical, so it's
Right.
not as you don't see it like that in
sure.
a series. You know what
Sure.
I mean? It's different.
Right.
It's just not.
Yeah, when teams are playing best of 7,
Yeah.
like they can play 7 games against each other. Like there's gonna be
Yeah, dude, that's a physical sport, dude. I mean,
they're gonna
I
hate
love,
each other. Like every team hates each other by the end of it.
yeah, man.
And then when the series is over, it ends with a fucking handshake. Like it ends with the handshake line. It's incredible,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I fucking love
I'm
it, man.
Fucking
I love it.
excited.
It's a good time for sports, man. It is.
Hell yeah.
Fucking
Oh, so let's talk about this real quick, huh? So we're gonna have a very special guest joining us shortly, for you guys, and you guys may have seen him on Instagram. He is at Daniel the Warrior.
yes, and there's some numbers with it too. And I don't know it off the top of my head, but Daniel the Warrior, yes. And
Awesome.
if you've seen him on Insta stories and shit, he is doing pull-ups and push-ups and shit inside the truck. And he's got a fucking metal choice that is always, dude, his fucking music always makes me just want to go run through a fucking wall. And I mean that and that's the best compliment I can give when you fucking play the metal shit, dude. I mean, dude, I fucking love it.
Absolutely. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll be doing the question of the week with him as well. You guys are gonna hear that as too. So
Yes.
stay tuned for that. But for now, we got a couple topics to talk about. So let's just start in with I don't even know how to say it. Fat fingering it.
I mean,
So-
did you just say- I mean,
It is such a good term. Or fat fingering. Like it just sounds wrong, but
it
so
sounds so wrong, but so
Sounds-
right at the same time.
so wrong. But so Nate and I were on the phone because Luke's obviously on the vacay, and we try not to bother him too much. Everybody knows with the new Dyad 6, the screens, like the touch screens, are oversensitive. They are oversensitive. Like they need to come out with an update that like takes it back a notch. Like fuck. And Nate had his like on demand pickup today. And he went to go complete it, and he was a little early. What the fuck ever, But like he was a little early, and he goes to stop completing, and like he was like, wait, like he accidentally hit like he's not even sure what he hit, but it stopped completed it, and like he was like, oh man, I just fat fingered it. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I don't even know what I hit. So now like they're gonna give me they're probably gonna give me a call. It's probably gonna come up like show up like not picked up or something. And he's like, no, I got it just by fat fingers. And I feel like we all deal with that. Like, you may not have fat fingers, but you probably accidentally hit the wrong thing and you fat fingered it.
Dude, I can tell you from somebody. I mean, I got big hands, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And my fingers are probably. I mean, I could say I probably have fat fingers. I got full figured fingers.
My thumbs are so chode.
Chode. What a fucking God. What a word. Chode. But fucking yeah, it's happened to me pressing the touch screen's gonna fucking get you. But I mean that's a pretty genius term, Nate. I fucking love that. I wish I could have. Let me retract that statement. I was going to say I wish I could have heard, but I probably would have been at work if I'd have been on the phone. So I'm not going to wish I was at work, but that was a good one. So I was going.
So it's an actual term, and the term it's called fat fingering. Is when pressing the keys on a cell phone, radio, or computer keyboard and getting improper results because your fingers have hit more than one key at a time. A common problem for those of us with pudgy fingers.
Have you ever seen the movie Deuce Bigelow? Real Gigolo?
A long time ago, yeah.
Okay. There was this fucking scene where this is what they called her Jabba the Slut. God, this would probably get fucking canceled now, and I apologize, but I fucking she looked kind of like the name sounded, you know what I mean? And he was trying to get out of it. He was saying it like she dialed a different hotline or something. She said, "Oh, my fingers swelled up, and sometimes my fingers swelled up, and I pressed the wrong buttons." She said they should make a phone for full-figured girls. And every time my brother and me have laughed so hard at that because. Just a side story. My grandmother, my 100-year-old grandmother, they had a phone, but she still has a landline to this day. It's like one of the last people I know that has
the one with like the extra large fucking numbers,
dude. Yes, like I mean, you could fucking put your hand in a fist and fucking punch those keys.
That phone.
So every time with my brother, whenever we'd see that phone, we'd just start fucking dying because we just like, there it is, man. That's a phone for full figure.
That's what she was talking about.
Oh shit.
That's incredible. So yeah, I think fat fingering is going to happen to a lot of us. Oh, and also speaking of the Diet 6, I just found out that they have the clips for the Diet 6.
Yeah, they have the clips.
It's not just the holsters. Like they actually have the fucking clips. Yeah, and I used to use the clips on the 5 all the time, and then they came out with the cradle, and you couldn't use the clip with the cradle, and then so you had to just whatever, like not fucking use the clip because dude, game changer. Because I don't wear one of the holsters because I just don't like fucking the size of that thing on my side. You know what I mean? Like I'm just no. So I like to keep it slim. So fucking. Unlike me, but
see, I don't. He's saying I was about to say shout out. I was going to say I don't mind the size of that thing. I was thinking, there's RJ. RJ just gave a fucking belt out right there.
RJ's fucking yelling at his phone right now. Like, I
don't mind the size of that thing, but I do wear a pouch though. So
do you?
I really don't. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I wear one, man. I have it. I got to think about it for a minute. It's on my left side because when I went to driving school, they
teach you to wear it on the left, right? So that
they were trying to that when I was at where I went, which I've always said mine. I had a lot of fucking respect for my class. Was the first one that actually graduated everybody. Like nobody had a fail, and I felt fucking good about that. But I mean, it just, I don't know, dude. Fucking, I just started thinking back on driving school, just in general, just to being on the road a little bit. I know I just jumped a little bit there, but I just started thinking as a seasoned driver, I just started thinking what the mindset is at driving school, and then what it comes. Sorry, my head started fucking going.
But yeah, so I never used the holster, so I would just put in like the little cargo pocket that's on those new pants and shorts. They're the newer ones anyways. And so what I had to do is every time I scanned it, I would have to manually shut the screen off on it so it doesn't start pushing buttons because of how sensitive the fucking screen is. So now, dude, today was the first day I used the clip. Absolute game changer. I'm so much faster.
I started.
That shit takes time. Like scan, or whatever, and then you got to push the side button to turn the screen off, and then like, dude, it sucked.
It absolutely does. And there, when my fucking gears started turning, because I started thinking about like 7 stories that I had from driving school that I didn't know if I'd told or not. But no, just to say it real quick though, with the pouch, they had told us to whatever hand you are, like your dominant hand, which I guess for you, you're a lefty anyway. So they would have told you to put it on but they said for us to put it on your right side if you're right-handed. And like you said, dude, when it buckled and shit, I was like, this fucking sucks. So I've always
right?
I never wore it on my right side, but they actually did tell us, it makes no fucking sense. That's the only negative I could say. Other than that, my driving, they were all pretty legit. They were good.
Hey, so speaking of legit, huh? You had a friend. You had a friend hop on your TikTok live the other day, huh? He looked pretty legit.
So, shout out to Tony Cook, because Tony, I believe, is the only person that actually may have saw this live. I don't know. See, TikTok lives are different, and I've been, if you're on TikTok, you follow the podcast page at AITD Podcast. you won't find the Nomad Delivery Guy on there. I'm sure it's strictly just basically I've been going live on the podcast page. I'm trying to draw, I've had a few ideas, just trying to do a few things social media wise, and had a couple low key, wanting to put some traffic here or there. So I wanted to do I had these things I started doing with the TikTok lives, just an idea. I've been off work too. So there's been a few evenings I've went on. So last night was a night, and TikTok's different, dude. It's not like I have no idea and I'll get to this in a minute, because there's so much more shit. But like when people like your stuff, it'll just like when people just come in, because it's not like just your followers, you know what I mean? So you'll just have these random people to just come in. And if you start getting your like count up, people, sometimes you'll get a crowd. And this happened to me one other time where somebody went live with me and we started playing this game. I don't know what the fuck what it even is. I've lost both times. I don't know what those
games are either.
Yeah, no clue, dude. No fucking clue.
Yeah, I really think it goes between who gets the most likes, but when people just they can,
I who the fuck knows what it is, but dude, so that's the only experience I had with this. So I get this fucking request last night, and it says Pennywise, a couple numbers. I can't remember the exact name. This fucking dude is in full clown fucking get up. I'm not talking about I thought at first it was a filter, because the teeth were jagged, dude. Like the teeth were legit. Yeah. Everything on this, and this dude, it was weird because the way his mouth was moving, I almost thought they were his real teeth. It was so fucking weird, dude. And this guy was playing the fucking crazy ass clown thing to a T. So the game
he had to have been a professional cosplay player,
dude. And he's just starts doing the clown laugh and shit. And he's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm from West by God, Virginia." I'm about to say what's about to come out of this fucking guy's mouth next. And he said, "I've never tasted anybody from West Virginia." First response out, I was like, "Well, dude, we probably have a lot of fucking sodium. We probably don't taste good." I was like, "But I just want to ask you, dude, do you get on here?" I started going into it a little bit deeper with him. I'm like, "Were you one of them?" We had motherfuckers up here. Now, I don't know if this was a national thing or not. You could answer this because we're not in the same area, but I feel like it was pre-pandemic. So call it we'll say 2018. Did you guys have clowns just showing up and standing on the side of these dark ass roads just out of nowhere?
Yeah.
So that was a national thing then. People were just doing that.
With balloons.
Yeah, some with balloons and shit.
Oh yeah.
So I asked this guy, dude, and he starts getting, he's getting creepier and creepier. And I'm just diving, just dancing deeper with this creepiness, just fucking trying to, I'm not letting this guy, he is not making me feel uncomfortable. Like I said, I'm from West Virginia, and I take pride in not fucking let some motherfucker make me feel uncomfortable by being weird. But anyways, I lost whatever the fuck game it was, and the dude was from Florida, and I tried to say, I was like, "Fucking Florida, man." I was like, "I think we could say," I was like, "You motherfuckers got pythons and gators and shit down there, and all kind of fucking mosquitoes for days."
Fucking people on bath salts eating each other.
Well, see, but West Virginia, we have people on bath salts eating each other some too. We just don't have the mosquitoes as bad, or the gators or pythons.
Oh, fuck that.
But no, dude, it was so crazy.
Shout out to everybody in Florida.
Yeah, I have family in Florida. I love it there.
So do I.
I have a good time in there. This is coming from the north. I'm basically, we're almost cut from the same cloth. We're just fucking, we don't have beaches here. We just have mountains
and hills
and no fucking, way less way less. Yeah, we don't have the fucking, like I said, we don't have pythons and fucking crocodiles and alligators and shit. But
fuck.
I know that. Yeah, Pennywise.
There's
that
some
was
strange people in this world.
I know, as soon as he got on there and like he got done and he was cool at the end, he was like, "You have a good night," but I was like, "Dude, I fucking love the internet. I love the internet." I said, "I will never fucking
Did
probably
you take
see."
care now?
I said, I'll never see this guy again, probably in my life. And this was one of the craziest fucking experiences I ever had. Because then I started thinking, I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if he's just really cool and actually low key, or if this dude really is a fucking psychopath. Because he's playing it well. I mean, he's playing it fucking well.
It. That's amazing. That's probably all he does is probably hop on people's lives.
Well, and so
just to, like,
then
try to freak them out.
I mean, and I fucking, like I was saying, I have guns. I didn't show the gun on that live. I should have, but I was afraid I'd have got canceled.
He probably would have got banned.
Yeah.
Someone definitely would have reported.
Bring your clown ass up here, dude. Fucking, but no. Yeah. It was an experience. It was an experience to say the fucking least.
That's a good way to put it. Oh man.
Well, dude,
awesome.
we got one more thing to fucking bring up, and after this, because we've discussed this dude on the podcast before, and his identity may be completely revealed by the time you hear this, but I fuck up the name all the time. Is it Kiev? Is that the name of the city? Kiev? Is that how they say it?
Why are you asking me?
Well,
yes,
Kiev,
I believe that's it.
And if we're mispronouncing it, I'm sorry. Because I mean, that's true. Dave fucks. That'd be like you asking me how to not trail off. But but anyway, I had to fucking throw that in there because I did that. She said that. I was like, yeah, I'm asking somebody how to say names right. What the of all people, right?
I would have called Kiev.
I thought it, yeah, but on the serious note, though, the ghost of Kiev was killed in battle, and this dude, as we discussed, it's been some episodes ago now, was basically like a one-man wrecking crew, and I'm curious to see what more comes out about him, because I mean, I don't know what his fucking airplane count was, but that fucking dude shot down some planes.
For a little over 40.
So he shot down 40 planes, a little over 40 himself.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
More than 40 Russian aircrafts.
I fucking feel like, I hate that this dude is fucking, I feel like this is like, I feel like it's like when like somebody like William Wallace or somebody's fucking like I have no idea who this dude is, but I'm just like devastated.
He's been identified as Major Stepan Tarabalka. I probably butchered that. My apologies, buddy. A 29-year-old father of one.
Fuck, he's only 29? Dude, no shit. I thought that, judging by, because didn't he fly an old plane?
That was the rumor of it.
Yeah, I always assumed he was old because his plane was old. I just figured he was an older. I mean, I'm not saying I thought he was like fucking 75 flying that plane, but I thought I was going to say like 50s or 40, you know, no younger than 40 something.
Right, some veteran.
No shit, man. Only 29. Fuck. Well, you're fucking, I mean, I to say it, I know just to some, because there's a lot of this probably sound cliche to a lot of people that are really, you know, I guess with war, there's never really you don't want to ever really be a part of one, but you know, when you have heroic shit, man, like this guy, he'll go through, his name will last, and dude, fucking Ukrainians will remember that fucking dude for fucking, you know what I mean? Generations and generations and generations to come.
Absolutely, go down in history there, for sure. So, hey man, so what do you say? Let's let's get into the interview with Dan, and hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's go. So our guest today is from Simi Valley, California. Guys, he's been with the company for a little over 8 years now. He loves music and working out. You guys may have seen his videos on Instagram, guys. He goes by the name Daniel the Warrior 503 on Instagram. Go check him out. Please give a round of applause to Daniel. Daniel, thank you for joining us, buddy.
Yo.
Hey, thank you for coming on, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Working out well. We could say at the just some quick scheduling changes and a milestone. I just feel like we should say it. This is a milestone because this is the very first. This is episode 88, the very first episode we've recorded on a Sunday evening. I literally think we can say we recorded every day of the week now. We probably could say every day of the week at this point. That might Sunday might have been the last one.
I think Sundays we were just like, I don't even know, dude.
This is an unwritten rule, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? It works out with time zones way better though.
Yeah, no, it was fun because like we were trying to get Daniel on this past Friday, and then of course what happened? He got the green light of death.
Yep. Help out the driver next to me with 25 stops, you know. And after I just smashed my route so I could be off on time too to come record this. And,
fuck.
But you know,
I know, dude. It's almost like they knew. So the 25 of the 25, was that shit spread out? Like, was that going to take a while to do?
Actually, it wasn't too bad because it was in a trailer park. So, but it was 25 in a trailer park, so it wasn't too bad. But the numbers were scattered like a mother.
Dude, I swear to God,
this issue too.
I was just about to ask you this because I've always asked people because any trailer park that I've ever delivered to, the numbers have always been just completely fucked up. Where I always say this to Dave. I'm like, if I hear him say it, I'm like, dude, what are the numbers like? Are they in order? Because it didn't matter where I was at. That's so funny you say that, man.
Wait, so how large is this trailer park? Like,
dude, it had like the highest number was like 330, I think. 330.
Holy
yeah,
fuck.
I mean it was big. It was pretty big, yeah. And the numbers were so messed up. I was like, all right, this is dumb. But
like mine's like 1 through 43. Like,
I think mine. I have the one that I have. The one that I have that I can think of off the top of my head is lower hundreds. So I'm not at that level either. But dude, that's funny. So it'd be like going from like 46, 47, then you make a turn and it's like 284.
Fuck.
Cradles aren't gonna find that shit.
No.
Oh, that's so funny. Actually, speaking about that, yeah, the guy next to me that morning, he's like, my cradle's not working. He's like, I can't do this route. And I just started cracking up. Like, dude, I was like, print out maps. He goes and he prints out these maps and he's still confused on how he's going to do this route. I'm like, dude, these rookies.
I know, man. She gave the greatest saying, well, I'd say, if not, I would say it's the greatest saying this podcast has had. With shout out to Bianca Garza with Cradle Baby. The term Cradle Baby was so spot on because like you've been there 8 years. So have you been? Did you drive the whole time, or did you work in the warehouse for a while?
I did warehouse for 4.5. So I'm about to hit top rate in October.
Nice.
So I'm just waiting for that. I already got my own route, so that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I went 5.5 in preload, so I know it's I mean, it seems like it's fast, but when you think of the year, like, damn, but it went, I still feel like it went fast looking back on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was it preload or did you work like the evening?
Oh, preload.
Nice.
Preload. Yeah.
Shitty.
But the preloaders nowadays, man.
See,
I mean, you can get away with so much more shit, I feel like, nowadays.
dude, I got suspended for load quality when I was a preloader. That's
know,
what I
dude.
mean.
You don't hear about that anymore. Imagine getting
Nope.
suspended for having a shitty low quality.
It's funny that no matter what, that's just the thing too, that like if there's one thing, like every section of especially with everybody in the US, like every center and every area is kind of a little different as far as the rules and breaks, vacations. Everything's a little tweaked, but if one thing I think everybody's got in common is everybody's always said, like, I hate to say that if there's any preloaders out there listening. I know we got Preload Life listening out there. I know there's still good ones out there. I'm not taking all of it, but yeah, as a whole, you definitely you hear it and you see it. But man, yeah, it's like, damn, they really didn't give a fuck today.
So Daniel, whenever we have a guest on, we like to take it back and hear about a little bit of the beginning of their life. So tell us, have you always lived? Did you grow up in Simi Valley?
Yeah, so actually I did. I grew up there. I had a couple of jobs. I graduated high school and all that, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life because I honestly hated school. I was like, I don't want to continue in school, so I have to find a job that at least kind of takes care of me somehow, So then I came across and I started loading. I didn't want to be a driver at first because I didn't even really know about that. And then after my time there, I was like, all right, I think I'm going to go for it. And they called me up and I was like, all right, I'm going to go driving. And yeah, it's pretty much how it started.
That's awesome. And I mean, I think we said it on here too. You really can't find a better job that pays the way it does and the benefits that they offer without even like a college degree. Like
Facts.
This is one of the best jobs that you can have.
Indeed, I've said it many times on this podcast, and I mean, this is kind of coming up again now. People were talking about like student loan debt and everything like that. But dude, the fact that like I say kudos. I'm glad that like that you knew and you didn't even want to attempt it, because there's a lot of, like I've said with me, like if it wasn't for football, I would have went more of probably because I would have just thought that I don't want to say that I had to, but I feel like there's so many kids out there that like, even if they hate it, they still like, and then you just like the way college is now, dude. I mean, Dave, Dave's the same. You weren't, you're a book learner, or you weren't a book learner.
No,
we've admitted that, but you can do all kinds of shit by just seeing and applying. But if you don't, so basically all you did was you avoided getting a fucking chunk of debt for something that you probably, if you hated school anyway, dude, because I didn't. Yeah, man. I always want to make sure I just give kudos to that you didn't even, you knew what you wanted and you went for it, dude. And like Dave said, it's hard to, as far as like, even when you do graduate, dude, I have a bachelor's degree. And if I'd used my degree with what I would like, as far, I don't know, I can't really speak insurance and benefits wise, but as far as like wages and shit and that, I would have had to advance a lot, you know what I mean? And probably did a lot of shit that would have not been a fucking fun. I don't know if you've listened to, I was a criminal justice major, and I don't know if I don't know if I told the story on here, Dave, about the Hazleton prison visit. Have I ever actually said that story?
No, I don't.
All right, so. I'm going to just say this real quick, and I'll quit. I'll quit fucking rambling. But you got me. I literally been talking about this shit so much lately, and it just got me. When you said you hated school and you didn't want to do, and I was literally talking to my fucking parents about this a few days ago. But oh shit. I started fucking going with that.
Hazleton prison.
Hazleton prison, yeah. So I had to visit. I visited a lot of prisons, And I did that as field trips, if you will, not going there as a fucking inmate. But I mean, had I had to go to one in that regard once, I'll say for a minor thing, yeah, as a drunken whatever, but that's another story. But when I went to Hazleton Prison, I go in there and I'm not far from graduating. I was working for the company. And I was like, as soon as they look at me, they start there. Like, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I'm not fucking little either. You know, I'm like, I got some boots on, man. I'm like I'm 6'1", 250, 260. And so they start talking about these fucking like different jobs they do. And like, yeah, you would be kind of the guy that would be up front when we'd have to get people out. You know, you'd be one of the ones up front to fucking, you know, grab people and get them out of be unruly or whatever. So I'm like, oh, that's all right, whatever. So they tell a story and about this inmate that didn't want to leave his fucking cell. And they go in there. The inmate took a shit on the ground and was throwing his own shit at the fucking correctional officers. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna not go this route. That day right then, I was like, fuck this, man. I'm not this
no way.
And I played football, and I did that I played for like, I didn't play the full 4 years, but I played long enough that by the time I was done, I wasn't far from graduating. And I've said that many times, that kids that don't know what they want to do or don't have an idea don't need to go to college, because I've been a big advocate about that. But yeah, I didn't know if I ever actually told that story. But yeah.
No, but I mean, hey, now we're just picking up people's shit for free and just willingly picking up people's shit in a box now. You know? You're not getting it thrown at you, but you're still picking up shit.
But now there's a possibility that it breaks in a box and I've got somebody else's shit on me anyway.
Oh.
It's like you can't escape the shit, Luke.
Yeah, man. No, dude. I fucking, one thing with this, if you've for all the any new listeners and everybody that goes, I'll get so many stories firing off in my head that I will this is why Dave is the best moderator in the game. Because as sad as it is to say, I had other stories visiting prisons that like I was even thinking of. So that one that's the most shocking, but there's other ones like that were bad enough that I actually had to think about it for a minute. I was like, which one was I going to tell? Oh yeah, the one where the guy shit on the ground was throwing his shit at people. Yeah, that one.
Unreal.
I know, right?
Unreal.
Yeah, have you guys ever had any of those HelloFresh boxes bust open on you?
I haven't had one bust open on me, no.
Oh man, I started carrying one and then blood was just dripping down my leg from whatever was in there, the meat. Dude, the blood was all over.
Shit.
Dude, I was so mad over my fresh new boots too. I was like, dude, what?
And it had to be blood. It couldn't just be like water from dry.
Exactly.
So.
No, it was blood. It was red. It was like I saw it. I was like,
see, I've never had that happen, but for a while, like I feel like they fixed it, but for a while, and I know you deal with a lot more as far as heat goes than Dave and I do, but I mean it can get close to 100 here, but it's humid as fuck. But I feel like when those HelloFresh boxes first came around, man, if they sat in the truck on when it was hot and you went to pick them up, dude, yeah, it was like you may as well threw them in a pool for 5 minutes and picked them up. They've gotten better though.
Yeah, those things are gross.
Dave is now on the HelloFresh wagon.
I'm an avid HelloFresh.
I've never had the HelloFresh. I've never done it, dude. I've never done it. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
It's so easy though.
I mean, if it's on your 8,000 shelf, like when are you gonna get to it?
Yeah.
Especially, it just depends. Like, 'cause sometimes it's really hot and that stuff just starts to it's sitting in the truck all day. I'm like, dude, I feel bad for whoever is getting this right now. No, but I mean, they look like they're bomb meals,
Oh yeah, no, they are. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed us the picture of like the burgers and shit that he had, and they looked legit. But yeah, I always just think of like all the I mean, I don't know. There's, I guess everything's packaged up, but yeah, I'm just thinking of it sitting in a dirty ass oven box.
God,
12
this is not an ad for HelloFresh because we're talking about it so fucking much. But the best thing about it though is just how portioned it is. So like if you really start wanting to think about like your portion control and shit like that and like eating better, like me and Danielle are gonna start doing with this, it's great. Like it's really portioned out like great. So
Yeah, that's
the good
true.
thing about it. Yeah.
That's good, dude. Oh yeah. Are you guys just starting to like work out or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It's time.
Yeah.
You're finally doing it, huh?
It's time. Oh yeah.
Dude, this guy looked at me. So we had shout out to Corey Wagner. When I asked Dave something about beta, he gave me the most foreign look, like you like shocked. So I'm kind of taken back. You're finally taking the leap, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not going to a gym. Like, I'm gonna do it like all at my house. You know what I mean?
know, but it's still, hey, it's something. It's a start.
Yeah, dude. You don't need a gym, dude. You can just do body weight and stuff. That's cool.
Dude, I have a total gym, the Chuck Norris and Christy Brinkley style, man. That's the only thing. I don't lift at a gym, right? I mean, I always say I'm going to, but I just use that total gym.
Yeah.
Here at the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what's that? So you obviously enjoy working out because everybody sees it on your Instagram there. So like what got you motivated to get into that when you first did?
I've just I've just always been like active and like, like I've always been very like, I guess like I don't want to sound like aggressive, so I always I just like to just work out and just get it. I don't know how to explain it. It's discipline, I guess.
It's a mindset, dude, and it is.
Yeah,
discipline.
exactly.
I know what
and
you
that's
mean.
like same like when I go to work and stuff. Like I don't really like look at work as work. It's like just a long workout, and I'm just gonna get a good workout out of it.
That's it. Climb those stairs and get those steps in.
Bro, dude, my route is all my resi is apartments, dude.
Oh no!
Yeah, dude.
We just had somebody on who else just said that recently? Who else just said that? Oh, Starla. Was that Starla?
Yeah,
I think that was her that said too. Like her route is all apartment buildings. She's just constantly going up third floor, coming back down.
Dude, Friday it was just upstairs every time. I'm like, it was getting old. I was like, dude.
And it's always the people on the top floor that order heavy shit, man.
Yes,
I feel like that. It never fails. It never fucking fails. But,
oh my goodness.
But that was so when you deliver, like if you have a bunch of apartments, because like with us, like mostly the apartments, if there's a bunch of them here where I'm at, it's at Morgantown at WVU where the most would be because of the university. But like when COVID was kind of in full swing, like delivering a bunch of apartments out in your area, do they, like when we did COVID, man, it was like leave everything, don't fucking worry about it, and drop off. Like when you have all apartments, do you just leave? Do you DR stuff? Just leave it, or do they make you like either get signatures or you have to take it in certain places? I didn't know how that shit worked.
Well, mine are all DR, but there is some buildings where they want me to like actually try to get a signature because a lot of people steal around there.
That's what happened where I was at on the routes when I covered all the time. That's why I asked, because they ended up having like an office because of that. But dude, like they want you, see, this is the thing though, dude, if they would want you to get a signature for all your apartment stops, and I'm assuming you have a fucking shit ton of them. So yeah, dude, like, I mean, you're not going to get done. Not with the way I'm sure they, the way they dispatch, you can't sit and wait. I've tried to tell that to people when they've like, especially, and I'm not saying for the older drivers, because if there's older drivers on here or retired, they're probably just fucking pulling her hair out. It's like, this guy saying don't give it. Listen, it's just, it's different. It's just, it's different. It's not this. It's just not the. It's not the same. Yeah, man. When you got so many, because I had that like. Because that was like the thing that they were saying, and I was like, when I first started delivering there, I was just started to drive, so I was like rookie mode. They were kind of prep, slamming her out, putting pressure, how they do it, and so then that was like, oh, if I had a driver follow up, man, I was fucking hearing about it the next day. Be like, hey, you need to get signatures, but at the same time, I need you to stay under 9 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like you gotta pick your battles, boss. You either gonna have me be over 9 or you gonna want me to get signatures. I can't. It's like it's hard to do both there.
Mm-hmm.
But as far going back to working out though, did you ever actually go to a gym at one time? Have you always just kind of done?
I like burpees and shit.
No, dude, burpees are legit. They're the
No,
you know
honestly,
what burpees are? Yeah, you're shaking your head. He knows. I wanted to make sure. Yeah, those are legit.
I know.
They work. You get that whole body working. But yeah, back then I used to hit the gym like when I was in high school all the time. That's like all I did. So yeah, but now I just kind of try to stick to like body workouts, and honestly, sometimes I'll go to the gym, but I don't really crave it like I used to. I kind of crave like more like the outside workouts and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like too, it's still, no matter if it gives you more freedom because you're still getting a workout in and you don't have to, you know what I mean? That's why especially with what we do, man, it's hard to want to motivate yourself to go to the gym. But I'd say on that regard, dude, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Because anytime I see your fucking Insta stories, I'm always like, dude, I need to make sure I get on something tonight. As I've been trying not to. I slacked this week. Now this week anything I saw, I was being lazy. But I'm getting back at it this week.
Yeah.
Second vacation week, I'm stepping into it.
And I mean, like, one thing that happened, Luke, like, before, like, this was before we even had the podcast. So, like, I was up to, like, 220, okay? And what I would do is, because the wife and kid, well, just then it was just one kid, now we got 2. But, like, the wife and kid would be up, like, he'd wake up at, like, 6:15 in the morning. And then, we'll get ready, and then she'll leave to take the kid at like 7:15. She'll take the kid to daycare, and then she'll go to work. And my start time's not till 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever day it is. And so like when she would leave, I would work out in the morning. Like I would take maybe like 20 minutes and just play drums, and I'd play hard. You know what I mean? I'd start sweating hard, full body movement. And then like, I'll take another 15, 20 minutes. And then I would do stuff like you were saying, Dan, like I would, work into the, the burpees and I just get the heart rate up and shit and just, start doing whatever, jumping jacks, push-ups, burpees, jumping, and then, have like a repetitive type thing. And then maybe even get a couple like weights in there for like the arm stuff and whatnot. And just cutting out soda and like the sugar and shit. Dude, I've dropped 20 pounds in probably like 2 months, and it was just like, just doing that simple stuff. So like, that's the train I got to get back on, and yeah, because I stopped. I don't even know. Like, I can't remember the reason why I stopped, but I stopped and then the fucking just like, nope.
Dude, that's what does it, man.
Back up.
That's what does it. And once you start to go, you got to get over that hump. And you know what I'm talking about when I say that initial, like,
yeah,
dude, I moved when I got back into this boxing shit, dude. I had no idea how weak that was not from lifting. That was just from hitting pads. I had no idea realize how weak that I'd gotten, like, cause my triceps, dude, I felt like I did like 300 skull crushers with like, I like an amount of weight I'd be struggling with, dude. Like I could barely lift my arms. So yeah, man. Once you get over that initial hump when you're sore, it sucks. Yeah, man. It's worth it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Awesome. That's good. So Luke, so yeah, let's talk about music because I'm a big music guy, and I know Luke is too. So what's your say? Let's say what's your go-tos? Like style, artists, bands.
I like when it gets to, I like metal. I like all of it, metal, hardcore. But my main thing is like, I guess I would say like the hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
The hardcore genre.
Okay.
I know you're familiar with it. I know
I am.
You know some stuff. You guys had Clay on here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Actually, I went to Integrad with him. That's where I met him.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
And then
wild.
we started talking about like music and stuff. That's how we kind of bonded. And it's just cool. Yeah. But hardcore is what I usually listen to.
And
And of course the metal.
I was gonna say, just to quote Clay, one part of his episode, I laughed so hard at the quote because he was like, we were talking about hearts. He's like, I like normal people music.
I like normal people music too.
Yeah, dude, that made me laugh so hard. I was like, what a way to describe metal. It's definitely not normal people music, but yeah, man. I will say, location wise, your internet is far better. His service, man, we thought we were gonna have to do it over the phone, but it worked out. It worked out. That's awesome though, dude. You guys met in Intergrad. Fucking
Yeah.
And then, but do you listen to shit when you're out on the road then? Like do you just
all the
have
time?
So do you just keep it in headphones? All right.
Yeah, because I can't blast that. I've done it before, and like a customer came and was waiting for their package right outside like my door, and Slayer was just blasting. I was just like, oh shit.
Dude, I swear to God, that's what happened. It was Slayer for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't fucking you can't blast that shit. It's out. It sucks because if you want to, because it makes. I was gonna say normal people music. It does. It just makes people uncomfortable because when you see them, especially because you don't know they're there, right? When you had to deliver, you didn't know they're standing there. So,
Nope.
like you round the corner and you see, like they just got this horrified look on their face, like, thinking, "Is this whatever's inside here?" They probably think it's just destroyed, just because we're back to beating the shit out of
Back there just throwing down.
Oh.
Yeah, man. That's what I've been migrating more towards earbuds than the sound bar. And I never thought I would say that, but dude, I have because there's just so much it literally it opens up everything because I like to listen to shit. I mean, I don't blast them loud, especially because I have a lot of commercial stops, like a long stretch of them. So I won't like have it blaring, but like I don't. Yeah, man. Once I get into the residential stuff, it's like it's so much calmer to know it's just in my ear, and I don't have to. If I have like a shuffle on, and I took if I walked away from the truck and I hear something, I'm like, oh shit, you mean crank this down? Yeah, I mean that is, dude. It's the safe way to go. It still fucking shocks me that people listen to the podcast on sound bars because when Dave hits that sound bite, man, that thing. Whenever I've had it on the sound bar, that's fucking loud.
Oh, that shit has me cracking up though.
Oh,
no, you know, yeah, but like, what's so funny though is like, I don't know, like, I feel like there's probably like different people when like they hear like when people approach your truck or whatever and they like hear the music you're listening to. Some people may take it like nervous almost about what's about to come out from the back of the truck, or some people may like accept it. So like for me, like I don't know if I may have mentioned this once, but I got three specific customers on my route that I can think of off the top of my head. One, there's this one woman. She's got 3 kids, married. You know, she's an older a little bit older than me, and like she come out and like my fucking Bluetooth speakers playing and shit, and then she's like, oh look, our punk rocker driver Dave's here, and like all this stuff, and because I got my music playing, and I'm like, that's cool, like sure, I'll take it. It's not like weird or anything. She's not like, what the hell are you listening to? Like, this is like freaking me out kind of thing. And then I got like another guy who he calls me the music man, because every time I back up his driveway, he can hear the music playing from my truck as I'm backing up, so he knows like I'm there. You know what I mean? And then I got another customer who the one time I showed up and I was actually listening to a podcast in my earbud that was not suitable for work. And I was listening to it in my earbud, and he comes up to the truck. He's like, where's the music? Like, come on, man. Like, where's the music? And like, cause like there's other times I'd be playing music and then I show up to his house and I turn it down a little bit. He's like, nah, man, you don't got to turn it down. Let that shit crank, and like people are cool about it usually for the most part. And then I like, like Luke, or like you said, like you guys like, I got to turn it down. I'm like,
Let me ask you this though. So when you have it, when you come out of the truck, if like when you're playing something loud, when you were playing, I'm asking Daniel because I think I've asked you this before. I'm sure I have. Does it in your experience? Do you think, I feel like it makes them more uncomfortable when you come out and you're all smiling and you're nice and you're like, hey, how you doing? Like, and it's just blasting behind you. Like, I think that scares them even more because they're not expecting that. And that's like, come out all like, smiles. Yeah, like horrified, like being like not only scared to death, just confused now.
There's just some
just like they're just, like, I feel like they're just waiting for you to come out. Yeah, they're just waiting for you to come out and punch him in the face. It's such a bad rap, dude, because some people just can't fathom that. People can't fathom that people can listen to metal and that like enjoy it to where it like makes them want to rip, where you could uncontrollably not want to beat the shit out of somebody, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's terrible.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. I mean but I had before, so I will say this about the sound bars real quick, because before this podcast, because Dave and I, Nate, talk on the phone a good bit, and that's especially, with ideas and everything. That's how we brainstorm. So I used to have 3. So probably because of this podcast, I've saved years of my hearing now, because I would literally deliver my air and I would put soundbar 1, blasted, battery dead, soundbar 2, blasted, battery would die. The third one I would like semi-blast, so I'd make sure it would go. But yeah, I would like put it like, yeah, thinking about it now, and I'd have it right in. So I drive a 700, right? So I would put it right. I would tape it right above the door. So I mean, like literally, my left ear. God, if I took a hearing test, I don't even want to know. It'd probably be terrible. But
right.
Yes, this podcast probably saved my left ear.
Yeah, it doesn't help that bolt door slams too in your right ear every time.
Dude. No doubt, man. No fucking doubt.
Or when it fucking opens too.
Oh, right. Right.
Wow. Shit. Oh, God.
Yeah. So
no, go ahead, brother. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah. So Dave.
Yes.
How's your little are you like making music, or what's going on with that?
I kind of like I try to do what I can when I have the time. Finding the time's hard for me. And that's why I think, like how we were talking about like working out, like I'm gonna have to work out in the morning before work. When the wife and kids leave, I'm gonna have to work out in the morning before work to get back into it. There's no way I'm gonna have time after. It's like, if I get home like before the kids get home, or like if I get home before the kids go to sleep, then I gotta help put the kids to sleep, and then it's help clean up dinner, and then probably make dinner for us. You know what I mean? So the time stuff is like rough, but But I mean, I recently just got done recording another parody, and it's the song "Bodies" by Drowning Pool,
Okay.
and that's the parody is off of that song. And but I mean, my own music hasn't happened yet. And I mean, it is still something I want to do. And I mean, like, the reason I got an electronic drum set, recently was because just to play at night. And so because it's obviously quiet, you know what I mean? I just throw on a pair of headphones and just plug in, and I just, it literally sounds like it's not, an electronic drum
Yeah.
set's not loud at all. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to have a video sometime soon for that.
I will say the Bodies parody is fucking it's good. That's gonna be. I think
I'll show you.
Like,
I'll show you after.
Yeah.
I'll play for you after.
I think people will be people gonna like that one.
Nice. And then Luke, you're a big Pantera fan, huh?
I am, dude. I've been a diehard Pantera fan. Basically, I won't say from the get-go, man. I kind of discovered, so if you want to go with albums, it would have been, I think it was Great Southern Treadkill. It was an album, there was a rattlesnake on it. It was like, that came out, I don't know the exact, but I was like 12 or 13, and I've been a fan ever since. And
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I love Pantera. I hate that, dude. I mean, Phil and Rex are the only ones still alive because Dimebag tragically got killed a while back, and then Vinny died. His brother just died. I mean, I just said just died. That's been a few years now, but yeah, man, I love me some Pantera, man, and there's a few like Cemetery Gates. That's a song I can. That's a song I can feel comfortable with blasting and not feeling bad about, because like not the studio version of it anyway. But dude, yeah, they were. Yeah, man. They were probably. I hate to try to rank because I like so many different kinds, but yeah, dude, I do love me some Pantera. Are you as big? Are you a fan of, like, because I mean, Pantera is not. I don't consider would you consider? They're not considered like death metal though, right? That's like one. They're like they're a level
honestly,
below death metal.
They're like I guess you could say, like, I don't know. There was a band before that. They were called I forgot what their name was, but they were more like a straight up like hair metal band. Mm-hmm. And then they moved on to Pantera, and then that was more like thrashy, I guess. So like it's more. I feel like when new metal started coming, Pantera was like the band that kind of saved thrash metal at the time, because thrash metal was kind of dying. And then when you had the era of Nirvana, like grunge, I guess.
Right.
And then now is that, yeah. But Pantera's dope.
I do like that. It's funny, like Metallica is another band that I always love, but thrash metal Metallica, like 80s Metallica is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love the thrash metal shit, man. I've always wanted to catch them live, but I don't even know if they play a lot of their old stuff. But I just real quick though, before we get into the question of the week, I just want to ask you this real fast, because we were talking about it before we recorded, and being knowledgeable with cars and stuff. Because I had the Insta story. We were talking about, I tagged Cole in it. That Mustang, that, like, so the frame, I mean, whatever was done with it, whatever. We'll just say the thing was totaled. Obviously, it wasn't working, but like, people can be lazy with stuff too and just say fuck it, even with something like that, because those people only pay $100. They'll give you $100 to come get your car, because I've almost, if it's normally totaled or done. But so, like, do you, or like with parts and shit, like what would, like, just say like an engine in like a 2017 Mustang, just like, I'm just thinking like that. There was so much money sitting on that thing for that thing to just be sitting in a recycle yard for like $100.
Yeah, because everyone just looks at the frame, you know, and then the engine could be fine. That's the only part that matters in the car, you know?
Dude, that whole thing was immaculate. I didn't circle it, but there was no damage other than what I showed on that one side. The rest of the car, the front wasn't touched at all. So yeah, it just like,
I wonder.
Yeah. And it's like them people, they had like, when they pick something like that up, I wonder what goes through their fucking head. Like, what the fuck, these people? Okay. All right. Like, said, oh, we got a full hood with their shit. Here's $100. You know what I mean? Like, God, man, this day and age trying to get stuff. It's hard to get things at every, I don't know, the shit you see out there, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what, like, are you familiar with like just parts, like money wise, like, what would you say like an engine of like a 4-year-old Mustang would even go for? Do you?
Honestly, I don't know. Depending on how many miles are on it, so that has a big factor too. I don't know. Honestly,
it'd be way more than $100. So I know that.
Dude. Oh yeah,
it's gonna drive me nuts. That's yeah. I asked Cole that question because he didn't give it. He was like, I honestly don't know, but that's a lot of money probably sitting there. And I was like, yeah. Just waiting. But I mean, I see that thing every day. It'll be gone eventually. Those things never stay there long.
Just offer him $100.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. I'll see if I'd offer him 2. Maybe they'll give it. They'd still laugh at me.
That's awesome. Well, we usually ask all of our guests, and we're curious if you have any. You have any great helper stories?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like,
or terrible ones.
So I've busted one like you, where you just dropped off the helper because he was shit.
Nice.
Like, yeah, dude. I just left him. I was like, oh, here, you know, I just drove off and just left them, and then called the soups, and I was like, hey, this guy sucks. He wanted to get off the truck, and they left it at that. Never saw him again. But the recent one's pretty trippy. So there was this guy that was like, he jumps on my truck. He's all tatted up and everything. He straight up tells me he just got out of prison 7 years. I'm like, what the fuck, right? And he's holding a little satchel thing on his chest, like a little backpack thing. I know what was in that thing, you know? I was like, oh shit, this guy. And then so we started delivering in my apartments, and he goes, I can't be in here. This is like my enemy's territory. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Shit, bro. I ain't trying to get, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the whole time, like there was times where I would go to get a package in the back. This guy would follow me in there. I'm like, nah, you got to stay outside and I'll bring the package out to you, bro. Like, I ain't even trusting you, man.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's sketchy.
Dude,
yeah,
that's, sketchy. I mean, yeah, because what are you going to, because that's like, I mean, you're not going to be willing to take a bullet for something that guy did. So yeah, right. I'd be like, yeah, you keep your ass in the jump seat, man.
So then I told my soup, I was like, yo, I got my helper. He actually, my loader, he actually wanted to be my helper. So I told my soup, I'm like, hey, let's just swap them out. And then the next day, my homie that's next on the route over, he has that guy. And he's like tripping about it too.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, they'll bring in anybody, man.
Exactly.
That was like, because that was like Dave, guy that works with Dave. You know, I know he told that story. Shout out to John Waddell.
Oh yeah,
remember because that was right when COVID was still like.
Yeah.
Still pretty fresh. And that guy said, what did he say to John? He was like, oh, don't worry. I don't need what was it? Like something with a mask or so. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got my COVID antibodies.
I had COVID when I was
I got tested for antibodies.
Yeah, I got tested for antibodies when I was in prison. He was like, what? He said, what?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember that. John was talking to me like that like next day. He was telling me about this guy. He was like, dude, they just hooked me up with some guy that just got out of fucking prison and everything like that. He's like, I don't need that guy on my truck.
Coughing them COVID balls all over.
Fuck.
Eric got it. Eric got it.
Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for us today. Daniel, thank you so much for coming on, buddy. I'm glad we got to work this one out, man.
Yeah, brother. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for
Awesome.
having me on. Cool.
Cool. All right, so let's get into the question of the week. And guys, the question of the week this week was, what is the most ridiculous fact you know? Let's see what our lovely Instagram followers and Facebook followers had to say.
Oh,
we go.
I love this. This seems like this is going to be a good one. Randomness.
This is gonna be random. What is the most ridiculous fact you know? TMI Podcast 2018 says the odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field are 3,720 to 1.
Which, dude, I thought it would be more than that. I mean, I even commented on that as saying, I love long shot bets, but man, dude, I just feel like I mean, that's still your odds aren't fucking good. That was a good one. I like that.
That's good. Next one here is from John Hilligus. J Hill says Taco Cat spelled backwards is still Taco Cat.
Which when you spell it backwards, it absolutely is. Fucking
It absolutely is.
that one, yeah. You talk about ridiculous. That was one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Jerica Green Thumb says, I know an unbelievable amount of silly, useless information. The dark ring around the outside of your eye helps determine how attractive you are to the opposite sex. Dimples are technically considered a birth defect.
Are they really? I did not know that.
I guess. I just read it on the internet. It must be true.
It must be.
That's crazy. Next one's from Ashley at Haley Bug Creation. Says, it officially takes 364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Officially,
huh? Like you hold to a number.
How
like
big is this guy's tongue? Or woman?
Gene Simmons could probably do it in 70.
Half of that.
Yeah.
132 licks.
I mean, that's. I feel like
Something
that's
more than that. I
always
don't know.
that's one that's never going to be exact every time. Ashley, I'm kind of curious where you're fat. Well, I don't want to say where's your information from. I'm curious.
Did it take you 364 licks, Ashley?
Yeah,
Next one's from Craft Beer Snob. Ernie Martinez says the Queen Labrick LeBron James is the GOAT.
the Queen LeBrick.
Well,
Yeah.
Labrick.
Yeah.
Labrick.
So
Way to
Yeah.
fuck that one up, David.
fuck. Because we know Ernie definitely thinks Kobe Bryant is the GOAT, and that is a ridiculous fact. Because I totally agree with you, Ernie.
This one here is from Dustin Coakley. Dustin says, my area just received 5 inches of snow again. It's a ridiculous fact.
Fuck. Dude. Yeah,
Fuck is right.
fucking kicking the balls. We're in springtime.
Jesus. Next one here is from Tony Cook. Tony says that for some reason company dispatch math is like Japanese Common Core. That's good. Next one here is from R. Blake Harlow. Is it R. Blake Harlow? Robin Harlow. Hello, Robin. Robin says the silhouette on the NBA logo is of Jerry West. Maybe everyone knows this. I don't know.
I actually know. I know Robin. She is from the area that I always talk about. Actually, I was just talking about when we were talking about Memorial Day. That part. I've known Robin a long time, and I think a lot of West Virginians would know that because Jerry West was our. I mean, like you didn't know Jerry West was the NBA logo, did you? I'm assuming you did.
I actually heard about this on a different podcast just recently.
No shit. Okay. Okay.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, so if I'd asked you before 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have had it.
I wouldn't have had no fucking
Okay.
idea.
Damn,
No,
I would have ate that bet because I would have asked you right now before you read that and thought for sure you never would have guessed that right. But yeah, well, yeah, he's the
Yeah. Next one's from the Henry Film Co. Says Elvis Presley was a Teamster. In fact, he carried his Teamster card in his wallet just in case his singing career didn't work out. Not the most ridiculous fact I know, but it is the most fitting. Interesting.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
That's pretty wild, huh?
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
The more you know. This one here is from our one and only DHL driver, Rick. Rickstar says, you can fit Mount Everest inside the Mariana Trench. Mariana? It's got to be Mariana.
See, that one, I feel like it. I feel dumb because I don't even know what the Mariana Trench is. I have no idea. I know what Mount Everest is, but I'm guessing it is a crevice, black hole. Like, man, you got us on that one, Ray.
The Mariana Trench is located in the western Pacific Ocean, about 200 kilometers east of the Mariana Islands. It is the deepest oceanic trench on Earth. It is crescent-shaped and measures about 2,550 kilometers in length and 69 kilometers in width.
Dude, so it's in. Can you fucking
underwater?
Can you imagine
fitting a fucking mountain? But not only a mountain.
It's Mount Everest.
Mount Everest.
Can you imagine what is fucking living at the bottom of that surface?
I'm sure they fucking have
I bet it's the scariest looking fucking animals you've ever seen, dude. Because some of that deep sea shit, dude. Those are some creepy looking fucking.
Man. It's too late at night to think about this. I'm gonna have nightmares. Next one's from Ben Ingersoll. Ben says, on a Hoosier on a Hoosier dirt track tire.
Hoosier. You definitely can tell these geographical.
I am fucking tired. I am absolutely struggling tonight. On a Hoosier dirt track. Oh my fuck! I'm sorry, Ben. On a Hoosier dirt track tire, after 10 pounds of air, the tire grows a quarter inch every 2 pounds after that. That's a ridiculous fact.
It was spelled HOOISER. SIER. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Hoosier.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No worries.
Next one's from Brown Branded. Brandon is his name. Brandon says the flag that was left on the moon was purchased at Sears for $5.50.
No shit.
No shit, huh?
Nice.
Did they really land on the moon? I'm just kidding. Next,
another
one.
Sorry.
Another one from Ben Ingersoll. Ben says in 1919, the pneumatic inflatable tire was invented.
Well, there you go. That's what
Ben, why do you have such knowledge about tires? Tire knowledge. If anybody has any tire questions, please see Ben Ingersoll.
I can't judge you, Ben. I got information with birth years, so I feel you. I can't judge.
This is another one from Brown Branded. Says the word shit is actually an acronym. During the days when people used boats to explore and cross oceans for months at a time, they originally tried storing human waste in the bottom of the boat, but the smell radiated through the whole boat. They quickly realized it was better to stow high in transit to help with the smell. That's a theory, at least, could be useful for when we haul shit boxes in the summertime back of the 5 or 7K shelf. Sure. Last but not least here, I think. Maybe. Almost. Almost. Got one more. 2 more. This one here is from PT Pab 12. What is your name, PT Pab? Pete. Hello, Pete. Pete says pigs cannot physically look upward.
I actually heard this as a fun fact at a PCM one time, and it was one of them things you never think about, but then you look at them, you're like, holy shit, yeah, they definitely cannot.
They cannot.
For sure cannot.
I feel like I somewhere knew that in my head. Maybe. I mean, but you think about it, like, no, they can't. Next one here is from Jack from Long Island. Jack says the world is run by satanic pedophiles. Okay.
The world is run by satanic pedophiles, huh? Damn. God, but I've been hearing that a lot. Been hearing that a lot lately.
What do we got from our lovely friends on Facebook? Luke, what do we got?
We got 5, and we got, let's see here, Krista Lewis, Krista is shout out to the company wives out there. I know Krista, her husband works with me, so she is local. And Krista says elephants think humans are cute the same way humans think puppies are cute. I don't know the source of the information, but it would make sense because elephants are way fucking bigger than us. So I could see elephants in their head going, "Come here and let me see you." Although I've seen YouTube videos of elephants like knocking over safari trucks and shit, like tourist fucking things. So, I mean,
shit up.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a scary shit. That'd be a scary situation. Paul Healy says Frank Zappa was virtually unknown as a guitar player and assumed to be drug user. He was one of the greatest innovative players of all time and complete teetotaler. See, man, we're both fucking up. He always stayed in a different hotel from the band because he didn't want to know what happened after the show. I didn't know that. John, past guest, shout out to John Waddell. Turtles can breathe through their butthole. No idea how the fuck you do that. Maybe that sounds like something Steve Irwin might have told us. God bless you, Steve. Rest in peace. But yeah.
Can we learn to do that? Do you think it just like every time it breathes up?
I mean, if you'd breathe through your asshole, I feel like some people would be just devastatingly bad. Randy Russell says the Dyad 6 was designed by Satan himself. So see, we got. So this one wasn't satanic pedophiles. This was just Satan's Satan designing the Dyad 6. Oh man, I had to fucking take one more jab at that one. And last but certainly not least, Matt Showstack. A human head weighs 8 pounds. In parentheses, God, I feel old. And I forget where. I know that's from a movie, and I cannot fucking think of it, and it's going to kill me because I know it was something really popular.
Where he says that? Like,
yeah, the human head weighs 8 pounds. I feel like, man, that could have been in like Kindergarten Cop or something of that era. I don't know, but that's all we had from Facebook.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Listen, we'll catch you everybody next week. All right. Continue delivering greatness, and don't forget your most important stop, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week.